Come on, Peppers. Huh? What is that?
Mexican food.
Oh.
There's two burritos. One's beans and cheese. The other one's with.
All right, thank you.
Hey.
Sorry, please come here, Peppers. No, Peppers. No. They got me so fucked up too. They're trying to take me out, dude. Yeah. Huh? I'm okay, thank you. So girl. Come here, Peppers. Come here. Come here, my baby. Come on, up here. Got you, Papa.
Poppers are recreational drugs belonging to the alkyl nitrite family of chemical compounds. When fumes from these substances are inhaled, they act as potent vasodilators, producing mild euphoria, warmth, and dizziness. Most effects have a rapid onset and are short-acting. 2. Its recreational use is believed to be potentially dangerous for people with heart problems, anemia, or glaucoma. Reported adverse effects include fainting, retinal toxicity, and vision loss. 3, 4. As poppers include a broad range of chemical types, their legality differs across different jurisdictions. They are often packaged under the guise of room deodorizer, leather polish, nail polish remover, or videotape head cleaner to evade anti-drug laws. 2. The term poppers comes from the popping sound made when glass vials of the substance were crushed to release the vapors for inhalation. Amyl nitrite was originally prescribed in the late 1800s for the medical management of angina. 2. Many analogs exist, such as isoamyl nitrite, isopentyl nitrite, isopropyl nitrite, and isobutyl nitrite. These substances are subject to different regulations. For example, isobutyl nitrite is banned in the European Union. Poppers act as muscle relaxants, causing the relaxation of involuntary smooth muscles such as the throat and anus. 5, 6. Such physiological effects, along with others, such as mild euphoria, have resulted in poppers being used as recreational drugs, sometimes during sexual intercourse, as the effects can heighten arousal and help facilitate acts such as anal intercourse. 7. Poppers were a part of the club culture which began during the mid-1970s disco scene and surged in popularity during the rave scene of the 1980s and 1990s. 8, 9. Administration and effects. Edit. A selection of poppers. Administration. Edit. Poppers come in liquid form, but this liquid is not 39 degrees Celsius, 102 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wait, what the fuck?
Hexyl nitrite. Putyl nitrite poppers may be a cause of maculopathy, eye damage, as vasodilators. Edit. Harmfulness. Physical effects. 81.
Dude, so
See
fucking
also.
hacking my fucking computer
Edit.
and shit.
Alcohol and sex. Sex and drugs. References. Edit. Carrot Therapeutic Goods. Poison Standard. October 2024. Instrument 2024. Interactions. Edit. Vasodilators. Edit. Addiction experts in psychiatry, chemistry, pharmacology, forensic science, epidemiology, and the police and legal services engaged in Delphic analysis regarding 20 popular recreational drugs. Alkyl nitrites were ranked 20th in social and physical harm and 18th in dependence. Alkyl nitrites interact with other vasodilators, such as sildenafil, Viagra, vardenafil, Levitra, and tadalafil, Cialis, to cause a serious decrease in blood pressure, which can cause strokes and low blood pressure leading to people fainting.
That's why my
16.
fucking hands are
Side
going
effects
numb.
of popper abuse include tachycardia, headaches, migraines, dizziness, and fainting. 17. Toxicity. Edit. The Merck Manual of Diagnosis and Therapy reports insignificant hazard associated with inhalation of alkyl nitrites, 18, and British governmental guidance on the relative harmfulness of alkyl nitrites places them among the less harmful of recreational drugs, 19. If in contact with the skin, butyl nitrite poppers can cause chemical burns and contact dermatitis of the skin around the mouth and nose, 20. Swallowing poppers, rather than inhaling the vapor, may cause cyanosis, methemoglobinemia, unconsciousness, coma, and complications leading to death. 10, 21, 22, 23, 24. Accidental aspiration of amyl or butyl nitrites may cause lipoid pneumonia. 25. Isopropyl nitrite. Edit. Isopropyl nitrite poppers may be a cause of maculopathy, eye damage, as reported in France and the United Kingdom. 26. Some studies have concluded that there may be increased risk for at least temporary retinal damage with habitual poppers use in certain users. In a letter to the New England Journal of Medicine, 27, an ophthalmologist described 4 cases in which recreational users of isopropyl nitrite poppers suffered temporary changes in vision. 28. In November 2014, it was observed. Maculopathy is a rare complication of isopropyl nitrite abuse. A full recovery of visual acuity in long-term abuse could be demonstrated after drug abstinence. 29. Studies have shown that poppers users who have HIV and or use sildenafil in combination with poppers are at an increased risk of developing poppers-associated maculopathy. 30. Foveal, center of gaze, damage has also been described in 6 habitual users of isopropyl nitrite poppers. 31. Furthermore, in June 2014, optometrists and ophthalmologists reported having noticed an increase in vision loss in chronic poppers users in the United Kingdom associated with isopropyl nitrite, substitute for isobutyl nitrite, which was banned in 2007. 32. 33. Isobutyl nitrite. Edit. A working group in 2019 from the International Agency for Research on Cancer determined there to be sufficient evidence to suggest carcinogenic properties of isobutyl nitrite on experimental animals. And because they could not find any sufficient studies regarding its carcinogenic effects on humans, they determined that isobutyl nitrite is possibly carcinogenic to humans. The group primarily looked at 2 studies on animals, one on rats and one on mice. Both of these involved the administration of doses of isobutyl nitrite at seemingly low doses, 0, 37.5, 75, or 150 ppm, 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, for a total of 103 weeks. 34. This is different from the relatively brief exposure to isobutyl nitrite that inhaling poppers recreationally usually provides. Nonetheless, in the studies there was shown to be no increase in death rates for the animals exposed to isobutyl nitrite, but there was shown to be an increase in tumors in the lungs of the males and females of both species in the groups exposed, as well as in the thyroids of the male mice exposed. 34. Isobutyl nitrite is no longer sold as poppers, having been banned in the EU since 2007 and banned in the US since 1990. 35. Refuted link with HIV/AIDS. Edit. Early in the AIDS crisis, widespread use of poppers among AIDS patients led to the later disproved hypothesis that poppers contributed to the development of Kaposi sarcoma, a rare form of cancer that occurs in AIDS patients. 36. 37. Modest, short-term reductions in immune function were observed in animal studies, but not replicated in human studies. 38. 39. Cyanide treatment. Edit. Amyl nitrites were part of some kits used to treat cyanide poisoning, containing amyl nitrite, sodium nitrite, and sodium thiosulfate. The nitrites were administered to produce methemoglobin and induce vasodilation. 40-41. Amyl nitrites were discontinued in 2012 in standard cyanide kits. 42. Cyanide kits now use hydroxycobalamin. 43. Chemistry. Edit. Main article, alkyl nitrites. Poppers contain a class of chemicals called alkyl nitrites. To the extent that poppers products contain alkyl nitrites, the following applies. The following table summarizes alkyl nitrite chemical and physical properties, including chemical structure, frowny face 44. Alkyl nitrite, CAS. Formula, molecular weight, G(-1). Physical state, color, boiling point. Amyl nitrite, isoamyl nitrite, isopentyl nitrite. 110-46-3. CH3, 2CH, CH2, 2O. 117.15. Liquid. Yellow, 45. 97 to 99 degrees Celsius. 207 to 210 degrees Fahrenheit. Pentyl nitrite and pentyl nitrite. For 63-0 04-7, CH3, CH2 borono, 117.15, liquid, yellow, 104 degrees Celsius, 219 degrees Fahrenheit, butyl nitrite and butyl nitrite, 544-16-1, CH3, CH2, 3ono, 103.12, liquid, yellow, 78 degrees Celsius, 172 degrees Fahrenheit, isobutyl nitrite, 2-methylpropyl nitrite, 542-56-3, CH3, 2CH2ono, 103.12, liquid, colorless, transparent, 67 degrees Celsius, 153 degrees Fahrenheit, isopropyl nitrite, 2-propyl nitrite, 541-42-4, CH3, 2-cono, 89.09, liquid, yellow, 39 degrees Celsius, 102 degrees Fahrenheit, hexyl nitrite, 638-51-7, CH3, CH2 5ono, 131.17, liquid, colorless, transparent, 130 degrees Celsius, 266 degrees Fahrenheit. History. Edit. This section needs expansion with a sourced paragraph on the transition from its use in medicine to its use as a recreational drug. You can help by adding missing information. June 2016. 19th century discovery. Edit. The French chemist Antoine Jerome Ballard synthesized amyl nitrite in 1844-46. Sir Thomas Lauder Brunton, a Scottish physician born in the year of amyl nitrite's first synthesis, documented its clinical use to treat angina pectoris in 1867 when patients experiencing chest pains would experience complete relief after inhalation. 47. Brunton was inspired by earlier work with the same agent, performed by Arthur Gamgee and Benjamin Ward Richardson. 47. Brunton reasoned that the angina sufferers. Pain and discomfort could be reduced by administering amyl nitrite to dilate the coronary arteries of patients, thus improving blood flow to the heart muscle. 47. Amyl nitrites were originally enclosed in a glass mesh called pearls. The usual administration of these pearls was done by crushing them between the fingers, followed by a popping sound. This administration process seems to be the origin of the slang term poppers. It was then administered via direct inhalation of the vapors or inhalation through silk that covered the capsule. Brunton found that amyl nitrites had effects of dilating blood vessels and flushing of the face. Isobutyl nitrites were also documented around the late 1890s by Brunton, and despite being found to have generally the same effects as amyl nitrites, they were never used as a clinical alternative to amyl nitrates. Brunton also found that propyl nitrites had the same effects as well. 48-49. 20th century. Edit. Although amyl nitrite is known for its practical therapeutic applications, the first documented case of recreational use was in 1964. 50-51. The poppers craze began in the early 1970s in the gay male community in bars, discotheques, and bathhouses. 52-53. It was packaged and sold pharmaceutically in fragile glass ampoules wrapped in cloth sleeves which, when crushed or popped in the fingers, released the amyl nitrite for inhalation, hence the colloquialism poppers. 52. The term extended to the drug in any form as well as to other drugs with similar effects, e.g. butyl nitrite, which is packaged under a variety of trade names in small bottles. 52. In the late 1970s, Time Magazine, 54, and the Wall Street Journal, 55, reported that poppers use among gay men began as a way to enhance sexual pleasure, but quickly spread to avant-garde heterosexuals. A series of interviews conducted in the late 1970s revealed a wide spectrum of users. 54. Failed verification. 21st century. Edit. Poppers were well established in the gay community, with more than a third of gay men in the United States having used poppers at least once. 56. Poppers were partial inspiration for songs such as Troye Sivan's 2023 song Rush. 57. Legal status. Edit. Australia. Edit. Poppers are legal in Australia, and from 2020, poppers can also be purchased as a Schedule 3 substance from pharmacies or a Schedule 4 substance with a prescription. 58. History of poppers legislation in Australia. Edit. In June 2018, the Therapeutic Goods Administration, TGA, motioned to reschedule alkyl nitrites to be in the same category as heroin and cocaine, Schedule 9.59. This was met by criticism from the LGBTQI community for being discriminatory, and further evidence was demanded and further consultation sought. 60. In October 2018, the Australian Federation of AIDS Organisations, AFAIL, pointed out the lack of quality evidence provided by the TGA to justify the rescheduling. 61, and that use of amyl nitrites has been stable over the past decade with very little evidence of harm and has been in use by a high proportion of gay men over a long period. A final decision was pushed back from November 29, 2018 to late January or early February 2019 for further consultation with the public. 62. As of March 2019, 2 public meetings have taken place in Sydney and Melbourne with the Kirby Institute and the Australian Research Centre in Sex, Health and Society, ARCS-CHES. Along with 70 written public proposals, there was significant opposition to alkyl nitrites rescheduling. 63. Banning alkyl nitrites was not considered acceptable as their use was said to help reduce harms such as anal injury and bloodborne disease transmission during anal sex. 64. In June 2019, Australia decided not to ban poppers. 65. Canada. Edit. Since 2013, Health Canada has banned all distribution and sales of poppers. 66. Continental Europe. Edit. Since 2007, reformulated poppers containing isopropyl nitrite are sold in the EU. Isobutyl nitrite is prohibited. 67. In France, the sale of products containing butyl nitrite has been prohibited since 1990 on grounds of danger to consumers. 68. In 2007, the government extended this prohibition to all alkyl nitrites that were not authorized for sale as drugs. 69. After litigation by sex shop owners. This extension was quashed by the Council of State on the grounds that the government had failed to justify such a blanket prohibition. According to the court, the risks cited concerning rare accidents often, following abnormal usage, rather justified compulsory warnings on the packaging. 70. The possession in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland is not subject to any regulations regarding anesthetic drugs and is therefore legal. However, the purchase, sale, or trade of amyl nitrite without permission violates the drug laws of the corresponding countries. Occasionally, poppers were seized from sex shops when sold there illegally. 71, 72. United Kingdom. Edit. Poppers are sold in nightclubs, bars, sex shops, drug paraphernalia head shops, over the internet, and in markets. It is illegal under Medicines Act 1968 to sell them advertised for human consumption. The Advisory Council on the Misuse of Drugs noted in 2011 that poppers, rather than being a psychoactive substance or a legal high, appear to fall within the scope of the Intoxicating Substances Supply Act 1985. 73. The Psychoactive Substances Act 2016, scheduled to be enacted April 1st, 2016, was initially claimed to impose a blanket ban on the production, import, and distribution of all poppers. 74. On January 20th, 2016, a motion to exempt poppers, alkyl nitrites, from this legislation was defeated. 75. This was opposed by Conservative MP Ben Holland. Holland's fellow Conservative MP Kristen Blunt declared that he has used and currently uses poppers. Manufacturers expressed concern over loss of business and potential unemployment. 76. 77. In March 2016, the Advisory Council on the Misuse of Drugs stated that because alkyl nitrites do not directly stimulate or depress the central nervous system, Poppers do not fall within the scope of the Psychoactive Substances Act 2016, 78. United States. Edit. Amyl nitrite was originally marketed as a prescription drug in 1937. It remained so until 1960, when the Food and Drug Administration removed the prescription requirement due to its safety record. This requirement was reinstated in 1969, after observing an increase in recreational use. There was a huge increase in the number of brands for butyl nitrites after the FDA put in the prescription requirement again in 1969, 47. Butyl nitrites were outlawed in 1988 by the Anti-Drug Abuse Act of 1988, 79. This prompted distributors to sell other alkyl nitrites not yet banned, like isopropyl nitrite. In 1990, isopropyl nitrites and other nitrites not yet banned were outlawed by the Crime Control Act of 1990, 80. Both of these laws include an exception for commercial purpose, defined as any use other than for the production of consumer products containing volatile alkyl nitrites meant for inhaling or otherwise introducing volatile alkyl nitrites into the human body for euphoric or physical effects. 81. See also. Edit. Alcohol and sex. Sex and drugs. References. Edit. Carrot Therapeutic Goods. Poison Standard, October 2024. Instrument 2024. CTH. Amyl nitrite also classified in Schedule 3, pharmacist only, in certain preparations. Isopropyl nitrite classified in Schedule 10, dangerous substance. Carrot ABC Romanelli F. Smith KM. Thornton AC. Pomeroy C. January 2004. Poppers. Epidemiology and Clinical Management of Inhaled Nitrite Abuse. Pharmacotherapy. 24, 169 to 78. DOI 10.1592/go.24.1.69.34801. PMID 147407889. S2SID 4499137. Carrot Davies AJ, Kelly SP, Naylor SG, Bot PR, Matthews JP, Sonny J, and all, November 2012. Adverse ophthalmic reaction in Poppers users. Case series of Poppers maculopathy. I. 26, 11 1479 to 1486. DOI 10.1038/I.2012.191. PMC 349 6104. PMID 23079752. Carrot Bignor Claremont C. Auto I. Sahel J. Pax M. October 2010. Poppers associated retinal toxicity. The New England Journal of Medicine. 363. 161583 to 1585. DOI 10.1056/NEJMIC 1005118. PMID 2094261. Carrot Zhao P. Tang S. Wang C. Zheng Y. Best J. Tang Thanisub TM et al. January 20th, 2017. Recreational drug use among Chinese MSM and transgender individuals results from a national online cross-sectional study. PLS 1, 12-1 E01700024. Bid code 2017 PLOSO 1270024Z. DOI 10.1371/journal.com.0170024. PMC 5249205. PMID 28107391. Carrot Schmidt AJ, born A, Weatherburn P, Reed D, Marcus U, Hickson F, December 2016. Illicit drug use among gay and bisexual men in 44 cities. Findings from the European MSM Internet Survey, EMS. The International Journal on Drug Policy. 38, 4-12. DOI 10.1016/J.Drugco.2016.09.007. PMID 277888450. Carrot Sex and Poppers. Sex Info Online. November 28, 2017. Archived from the original on December 26, 2019. Retrieved May 1st, 2020. Carrot nitrites. Drug scope. Archived from the original on April 5th, 2007. Retrieved April 24th, 2007. Carrot Nickerson M, 1979. Isobutyl nitrite and related compounds. Pharmex. OCLC 4790673. Page needed. Carrot AB amyl nitrite. MedSafe. New Zealand Medicines and Medical Devices Safety Authority. May 18th, 2000. Archived from the original on November 11th, 2006. Retrieved March 15th, 2007. Carrot amyl nitrite. Professional patient advice. Drugs.com. Retrieved June 29th, 2016. Carrot AB drug facts. Amyl nitrite. Alcohol and Drug Foundation. ADF. Retrieved October 25th, 2018. Carrot Iverson L. March 16th, 2016. ACMD review of alkyl nitrites, poppers, PDF. Gov.uk. www.gov.uk. Retrieved October 10th, 2016. Carrot Puppers. Dutch Poisons Information Center. November 25th, 2022. Retrieved November 25th, 2022 via www.virgiftijingen.info. Carrot Nut D, King LA, Salisbury W, Blakemore C, March 2007. Development of a rational scale to assess the harm of drugs of potential misuse. The Lancet. 369. 9566 1047 to 1053. Bit code 2007 link 369.1047N. DOI 10.1016 S0140-6736 07 60464-4. PMID 1738281. S2SID 590-3121. Carrot Heart CV, Mestancien, June 2011. Recreational use of erectile dysfunction medications in undergraduate men in the United States. Characteristics and associated risk factors. Archives of sexual behavior. 40 3597 to 606. DOI 10.1007/S10508-010-9619. Y PMC 290-9482. PMID 203587273. Carrotwood RW, 1989. The acute toxicity of nitrite inhalants. NIDA research monograph. 83. National Institute on Drug Abuse. 28 to 38. HDL 1802/1150. PMID 314-0020. Carrot O'Malley GF, O'Malley R, January 2016. Volatile nitrites. Importer RS at all EDS. The Merck Manual Online. Merck and Company. Retrieved September 16, 2017. Carrot Nut D, King LA, Salisbury W, Blakemore C, March 2007. Development of a rational scale to assess the harm of drugs of potential misuse. Lancet. 369. 9566 1047 to 1053. Bit code 2007 link 369.1047N. DOI 10.1016/S0140-6736 07 60464-4. PMID 1738281. S2SID 590-3121. Carrotwood RW, April 19, 1988. The acute toxicity of nitrite inhalants. NIDA research monograph. 83, 28 to 38. PMID 314-0020. Carrot Dixon DS, Reich RF, Santinga PH, July 1981. Fatal methemoglobinemia resulting from ingestion of isobutyl nitrite. A room odorizer widely used for recreational purposes. Journal of Forensic Sciences. 26, 3587 to 593. DOI 10.1520/JFS11404J. PMID 725-2472. Carrot fruitum NT, de Meyer pH, December 2002. Methemoglobinemia due to ingestion of isobutyl nitrite, poppers. Netherlands Tijdschrift voor Geneeskunde. 146, 49, 2370 to 2373. PMID 12510,403. Carrot Stalnicoics are Amitai Y, Benter Y, 2004. Aphrodisiac drug-induced hemolysis. Journal of Toxicology. Clinical Toxicology. 42, 313 to 316. DOI 10.1081/CLT 12003745. PMID 1536261. S2SID 9389458. Carrot Emergency Medicine. Principles and Practice. 2nd edition. Harper and Collins. 2008. Pages 42 to 51. ISBN 978-0-86433-073-4. Carrot Hagen IG, Bernie K., July, August 2007. Radiology of Recreational Drug Abuse. Radiographics. 27 for 919 to 940. DOI 10.1148/RE740651003. PMID 17620,459. Carrot Davies AJ, Kelly SP, Bot PR, June 2012. Popper's maculopathy and emerging ophthalmic reaction to recreational substance abuse. I, correspondence. 266888. DOI 10.1038/I.2012.37. PMC 3376285. PMID 224027000. Carrot Bignell Claremont C. Otto I. Sahel J. Pax M. October 2010. Popper's associated retinal toxicity. The New England Journal of Medicine. 363. 161583 to 1585. DOI 10.1056/NE-JAMIC 1005118. PMID 2094261. Carrot Raven RC, October 18, 2010. Vision. A quick high for sex may damage vision. The New York Times. 0362 to 4331. Retrieved October 15, 2022. Carrot Polish M, My C, Justin AM, Berghal's R, 2016. Popper's maculopathy, complete restitution of macular changes in OCT after drug abstinence. Seminars in Ophthalmology. 31, 5479 to 484. DOI 10.3109/0882053.2014.962175. PMID 253982125. S2SID 7780239. Carrot Bral NO, Marinkovic M, Leroy BP, Horner K, Van Lint M, 10 Tusher NP, February 2016. Do not turn a blind eye to alkyl nitrite, poppers. Acta Ophthalmologica. 94, 1E82, E83. DOI 10.1111/Aus.12753. PMID 259758842. S2SID 3906195. Carrot Auto I, L Sanharoui M, Bignell Claremont C, Villa A Morin A, Conrath J, and al., June 2011. Foveal damage in habitual poppers users. Archives of Ophthalmology. 129, 6703 to 708. DOI 10.1001/arcophthalmal.2011.6. PMID 213209553. Carrot Store K, July 8, 2014. More evidence poppers may damage eyesight. Reuters Health. Archived from the original on August 8, 2020. Retrieved July 6, 2021. Carrot Gruner AM, Jeffries MA, El Husseini Z, Whitefield L, November 2014. Popper's maculopathy. Lancet. 384, 9954 1606. doi 10.1016 slash S0140-6736 14 60887-4 PMID 2495463 S2SID 808-3375 Carrot ABIRC Working Group on the Evaluation of Carcinogenic Risks to Humans, 2019. Isobutyl nitrite, beta-picoline, and some acrylates. IRC monographs on the evaluation of carcinogenic risks to humans. Lion, FR International Agency for Research on Cancer, pages 33 to 60. ISBN 978-92-832-0160-1. PMID 32520-473. Carrot Brazil R, September 16, 2021. The Science of Alkyl Nitrites. ChemistryWorld.com. Carrot Duisburg P, Combline C, Rasnik D, June 2003. The chemical bases of the various AIDS epidemics, recreational drugs, antiviral chemotherapy, and malnutrition. Journal of Biosciences. 28 4383 to 412. DOI 10.1007 slash BF02705115. PMID 1279947. S2SID 56553. Carrot Schecter MT, Craig KJ, Gelmon KA, Montaner JS, Latian O'Shaughnessy MV, March 1993. HIV-1 and the Etiology of AIDS. Lancet, 341, 8,846, 658 to 659. DOI 10.1016 slash 0140-6736 93 90421 C. PMID 809 5571 S2SID 23141531. Carrot Romanelli F. Smith KM. Thornton AC. Pomeroy C. January 2004. Poppers. Epidemiology and Clinical Management of Inhaled Nitrite Abuse. Pharmacotherapy. 24 169 to 78. DOI 10.1592 slash go.24.1.69.34801. PMID 14740-789. S2SID 44991-387. Carrot James JS. April 1999. Puppers. Large cancer increase and immune suppression in animal tests. AIDS treatment news. 317-1-2. PMID 113-66993. Carrot Johnson WS. Hall H. Rumac BH, July 1989. Cyanide poisoning successfully treated without therapeutic methemoglobin levels. The American Journal of Emergency Medicine. 7 437 to 440. DOI 10.1016 slash 0735-6757 89 90057-0. PMID 256 7600. Carrot Marafa JM, Cohen V. Howland MA, February 2012. Antidotes for Toxicological Emergencies, a Practical Review. American Journal of Health System Pharmacy. 69 3199 to 212. DOI 10.2146 slash @110014. PMID 222619141. Carrot Cyanide Antidote Kit. Sodium thiosulfate, sodium nitrite, and amyl nitrite. Dosing, indications, interactions, adverse effects, and more. Reference.medscape.com. Archived from the original on December 26, 2019. Retrieved December 2nd, 2019. Carrot products approved for chemical emergencies. Center for Drug Evaluation and Research. U.S. Food and Drug Administration. 14 August 2019. Dead link. Carrot Sutton WL. 1963. Aliphatic nitro compounds, nitrates, nitrites, alkyl nitrites. Industrial Hygiene and Toxicology. 2 414 to 438. Carrot isoamyl nitrite. 97%. stabilized thermoscientific chemicals. Retrieved August 15, 2024. Karen Fisher J. Ganelin CR 2006. Chapter 10. Development of Organic Nitrates for Coronary Heart Disease. Analog-based drug discovery. United States. John Wiley and Sons. Pages 247, 248. ISBN 978-3-527-60749-5. Carat ABCD Phi WB. August 1986.
Guys.
V. 6. 7. Description. This procedure is to be used in conjunction with the cyanide exposure protocol and by licensed EMS personnel currently trained and authorized by their local medical control authority to use this medication. Amyl nitrite ampoule A. 12 per box. B. C. Crushing ampoule releases volatile liquid. EMS personnel should avoid inhaling. Indications for use of amyl nitrite antidote A. Signs and symptoms of exposure and B. Confirmation of cyanide is detected through on-scene monitoring or credible operational intelligence and C. Medical control order. Contraindications for use of amyl nitrite antidote A. Amyl nitrite induces methemoglobin that, in the absence of cyanide, can be highly toxic. B. C. Amyl nitrite should not be administered unless there is an extremely high clinical suspicion of cyanide poisoning. Amyl nitrate should not generally be used when carbon monoxide exposure is also likely present, e.g., smoke exposure. Administration of amyl nitrate A. By simple inhalation, place activated amyl nitrite under the patient's nose and allow it to be inhaled for 30 seconds each minute. Replace with a new ampoule every 3 minutes. B. C. Through a non-rebreathing oxygen mask, spontaneously breathing patients should be receiving oxygen through a non-breathing mask. This allows the activated amyl nitrite ampoule to be placed inside the mask. Replace with a new ampoule every 3 minutes. In patients with non-severe symptoms, allow for 1 minute of oxygen administration without amyl nitrate ampoule every 3 minutes. Through a bag valve mask ventilator, patients not breathing or breathing less than 6 times per minute should be ventilated through a bag valve mask ventilator with supplemental oxygen. The activated amyl nitrite ampoule should be placed inside the self-inflating bag and a new ampoule added every 3 minutes. Discontinuation of amyl nitrite therapy. If a patient receiving amyl nitrite clinically improves, the amyl nitrite therapy should be stopped. Signs of improvement include improved level of consciousness and breathing, the alert for deterioration and need for reinstitution of treatment. Use of amyl nitrite in children. Little is known about the safety and efficacy of amyl nitrite in children. Its use should be carefully monitored and should be discontinued as soon as significant clinical improvement occurs. Occurs. Jeffrey Ozan, DO, Medical Director, August 2nd, 2009. Date of last review. Attorney General's Office, California Department of Justice. Law Student Opportunities. Civil Law Division Tort and Condemnation Section, Los Angeles. Attorney General's Office, California Department of Justice. www.oag.ca.gov/careers. Equal Opportunity Employer. The Tort and Condemnation Section, Tort Section of the California Department of Justice, Office of the Attorney General, Los Angeles, has volunteer internship opportunities available during summer for qualified students with excellent research and writing skills. Students interested in civil litigation from the perspective of a public entity will be attracted by the dynamic environment of the tort section. Students from Loyola Law School, Pepperdine University, Harvard, Southwestern, UCLA, USC, UCI, Cornell, University of Pennsylvania, University of Oregon, Washington University School of Law, Boston College Law School, and many other law schools have participated in the internship program. The tort section provides legal representation in state and federal trial and appellate courts on behalf of the state of California, various state agencies, state officials, and state employees in lawsuits involving alleged personal injury, property damage, civil rights violations, libel, slander, wrongful death, medical malpractice, and other torts. Among the larger state agencies, Represented by the tort section are the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, the Department of State Hospitals, the Office of Risk and Insurance Management, California Highway Patrol, Department of Parks and Recreation, Department of General Services, and the California State University System. Most lawsuits defended by the tort section are brought under the California Government Claims Act and/or federal civil rights statutes. The tort section also represents client agencies as plaintiffs and defendants in direct condemnation actions and defends inverse condemnation actions. Interns will work with Deputy Attorneys General, DGs, assisting with cases, as well as accompanying DGs to court appearances, mediations, and depositions, when appropriate. Interns are expected to exercise their analytical and research skills to prepare oral reports, written memoranda, pleadings, and motions on a broad range of legal issues. Interns will work
Buzz, come here, my baby. Come here.
under tight constraints and will need to abide by ethical and professional standards while handling
Come here, my
sensitive
baby.
and confidential materials. Excellent verbal and written communication skills are required, as well as computer skills, including proficiency with the use of Westlaw or Lexis. The summer internship program requires at least 32 hours per week. Candidates for summer internships should apply no later than January 15th. A security clearance, including fingerprinting, will be required prior to acceptance of any candidate. How to apply: submit a cover letter, resume, an unofficial transcript, and writing sample of no more than 10 pages to LA Torts Internships at doj.ca/subject line. Summer, year, Torts Internship. Reverend October 24th.
Come here, Sophia, Buzz. Come here. Come here, my baby. Scotty, come here. Come here. Come here, baby. Sit down here. Scario. You're like waiting for me to eat this burrito. It's not happening, bro. What's that? baby. So papas, listo? Baby. Baby.
Is there a way to turn on those lights in there? Either like switch or. Alright.
You still using it?
No. Where are you going to use it?
I'm looking for a keychain. I'm using it in the room.
We can. Are you gonna do it with the windows open?
What?
The windows open.
No. No.
The windows.
Right now it is.
Alright.
And my nose is there. Yeah.
Oh, that's the tip for the other light.
Hey, my baby. No. 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 No cookies. Sicario. Oh, that's not Sicario. Is it? Sicario, we gotta get you a collar, Papas. Come on, let's go get your collar. Sicario. 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 Come here, Papas. Hey, what's your color on? Come here. Good boy. Good boy. Come here, Sicario. Papas, Sicario. Come here. Hey, Sicario, stay. Sit. Stay. Stay. Okay, good. Wait, stay. Bitch!